let's get into my official 1.0 mock draft with like 7 days to go till the draft, literally a week from today. We'll
Yeah.
have
So mock draft 1.0. Everett, before we get into this, can you enlighten our viewers on your accuracy last season in your official mock draft?
it's not good. That's all they need to know. It was bad. It was very bad. It was very, 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 very bad. I think I got one.
So,
I think I got one pick, and
so
it was
I
it
mean,
was
I
a
wasn't
left
going to say the
tackle.
number, but Everett got one player accurately predicted from what
What
actually
I
happened, and it
will
was Travis
say,
Cross to the
what
Seahawks.
I will say,
Just how the fuck you get that?
what I will say is, for the most part, I got the teams wrong, but the way in which I drafted the players, I was kind of correct with how good I thought certain players would be and where they deserve to actually be picked. Like I had Sauce Gardner going like 5. So, and the way that I'm doing this, this is more so it's not necessarily what I think the teams individually are going to do. It's partially what I think they're going
This
to
is
do.
based off of tips. This is based off all of these reports that Everett has
This
been hearing
is
from his inside
yeah.
sources. This is not what he would do if he
No,
were
let me
those
no no no
tips.
no no. This is
Oh,
what
or it is.
this is what I partially what I think that they will do, and partially what I think I would do if I was in the position that they are in. So it's a mix of both.
Okay.
I'm not
Okay.
guaranteeing that all these picks are going to be correct, but what I will say is if it was me and I'm the GM, this is what I would be doing. So with that said,
Okay.
let's get the show rolling here. Number one pick to the Panthers, no doubt about it. It's Bryce Young, minus 5,000, I think, right now for odds.
It's that high?
It's like minus 1,000. It's or maybe it's
I
like
was
minus
hearing
500.
minus 1,200
I think it's
on
minus 1,000, but
$5,000.
that's still very high. Um, and now for pick two, a lot of people I've seen people talking about trading the pick back. I've seen Nick Cesario talking about that. Possibly drafting a quarterback here still. Uh, don't overthink it. It's Will Anderson. Don't overthink it. Will Anderson is one of the best prospects in this draft. He's one of the best defensive he potentially could end up being the best defensive player in this draft. Obviously, Jalen Carter's there, but Jalen Carter, Will Anderson, 1 and 2 defensive prospects, possibly even 1 and 2 players in this draft. Don't overthink it. Will Anderson at 2. We'll get a quarterback of the future next year. I mean, if you want to be in the Caleb Williams contention, go ahead. He's going to be a generational prospect, and the rest of those quarterbacks, Michael Pratt, are going to be great too. Pick 3. This is where we're starting to get wild.
Oh,
Trade.
snap.
Trade. I wish the
Yeah, I'm
sirens
on
were
board with
going right
that
now,
too.
but trade. Trade. The Cardinals, the Arizona Cardinals, have traded back to the 11th pick with the Tennessee Titans. The Tennessee Titans have traded up to 3, and they select Anthony Richardson with the 3rd overall pick.
Yikes.
This is one of those picks when we're talking about high ceilings, but we don't know where that floor is at. I've seen projections that have Anthony Richardson at about 80% bust rate. But I mean, shit, if you can develop him properly, he could be one of the
Keyword is if.
If it is if.
So
but
real quick, I want to just quickly comment on this. I said this before. Let's say Anthony Richardson, to turn him into he essentially would be better than Mahomes if he actually hit his maximum ceiling, because he's the most athletic quarterback and has the strongest arm in the history of the world. So this is what I just want to say. I think the odds of you developing him into that great quarterback, whatever, I think there's actually a higher chance of, like, I don't know, the world ending tomorrow. You need a miracle. Scratch that. You need multiple miracles to get AR-15 to that position.
See, I don't necessarily believe that. I think it's based
multiple
off
miracles.
I think it's based off what team he goes to, and obviously the Titans doesn't really help. But I think Mike Vrabel being the coach there, and just kind of like the run game utility that they have, I think that they're more focused on that than the actual throwing upside. But I do think that You still have Ryan Tannehill under contract. He's an average quarterback. He's an average quarterback,
He's a gamer.
but he is a precise quarterback for the most part. He's a thrower, all right? And he used to be
Everett,
a runner.
I want to quickly bring up though that one thing that you talk about a lot is for these project quarterbacks, you want them to sit behind a veteran and learn. Ryan Tannehill last year when Malik Willis got drafted said, "It is not my job to babysit him. That's not my job."
Well, it is now. If they draft a quarterback in the first round,
see, this is where I think we have some. This is where we disagree. I'm sorry, Ryan Tannehill is not going out of his way to help AR-15 take his job from him. That's
well, also Ryan Tannehill only has 1 year left on his contract. So if he wants a job after next year,
I get that, but like it's not.
That's
like
just kind of the way. That's just kind of the way it works. No, but other teams are going to see it, and he's an old quarterback, so they're not going to be like, "Oh yeah, I want to bring you in to be the starter." They're going to be like, "No, I want to bring you in to develop my guy." So,
I just don't think that I don't think there's many guys that like.
I'm also going to tell you to close your blinds over there.
Yeah, I probably should do that, but we've been having it going on for so long, so I'm just gonna say cast.
But yeah, pick 3, Anthony Richardson. Grant and I disagree, but I think that that's probably what they will do. I think the athletic upside matches with what Mike Vrabel wants to do. Ryan Tannehill is basically contracts up, and they're about to be in a full rebuild. So I guess they're just starting that with a quarterback that needs to develop anyways.
Actually, I am on board with that pick because I think that just gets us one step closer. Mike Vrabel saying, "Fuck this team, I'm out."
And he goes to Ohio State.
Well, no, I'm not even saying that, but like there was disconnect with him in the GM last year, and I don't think Vrabel would
like that. Pick 4. Pick 4. I know that there's been rumors of this man falling out of the top 10. There's not even it's not even rumors. People obviously hate the school that he goes to with his position specifically, but CJ Stroud goes to the Colts at 4. We will have 3 quarterbacks taken in the first 4 picks. So I think his skid, like he could skid. I think that is very possible, but the Colts need a quarterback. I don't think that they're gonna not take one this year. That really just doesn't make sense to me. So CJ Stroud still works for them.
I would also say, like, among these teams, I mean, I'm not like expecting a playoff run from the Colts, but at least day one, I think they're kind of set up. They got some.
And look, if for whatever reason the Texans decide to draft a quarterback, right? The Cardinals could trade back, and the third quarterback could be off the board before the Colts even get to pick. But honestly, if I'm the Colts, I'm standing pat. I'm sticking with 4. I'm not trading up to 3. I'm not trading up to 2 to draft a quarterback. I'm sticking at 4. And if the quarterbacks are gone, I could trade down. I'll be able to get Will Levis later if we really want a quarterback, or I'm just gonna take Will Anderson. So, but CJ Stroud at 4. 5, Jalen Carter. I think it's a done deal. Best potential athletic player in this draft. I think he is the highest on the field, highest upside, highest value. But I think that if he doesn't go there, the skid stops at 6. The Lions will easily take him. Lions finish it out with Tyree Wilson at 6, second edge rusher to go in this draft. Pair Tyree Wilson with Hutchinson. That's a gross D line that you got built up right there.
But yeah,
you were giving Hutchinson some credit last year. Don't cat with me.
Yeah, no, it was really impressive. I think he got like 3 sacks.
You got to pick.
On Justin Fields too. Shit, what can I say?
Pick 7, the Raiders.
Greatest defense player ever.
A lot of people have possibility of getting a quarterback, getting a wide receiver, not a wide receiver, but getting a quarterback, whatever. They go defense here. They're going to get Christian Gonzalez. Not my number 1 corner on the draft, but I've seen him projected to go much higher recently. Has huge upside, potentially to be the best corner in this draft. And they go and get their guy. They need to refill basically their entire secondary. It's non-existent right now, and they start that off with the rookie and Christian Gonzalez. Pick 8, Atlanta Falcons. There are many options they can go here for their defense or offense. They just got Jeff Okudah, so they're not going to go cornerback. They could really go either way, but I think with Jalen Carter and Tyree Wilson and both going off the board, I think they're going to go wide receiver here and trying to get Desmond Ridder some weapons, potential blockers.
Oh my God, Desmond Ridder's their quarterback.
But I think that the Falcons being the Falcons, they're going to fuck this up. they're going to take Quentin Johnson, and he's going to be the first wide receiver off the board, even though he's really shouldn't be taken in the first 25 picks, if that. He is bad. He's not good. He is not good. But the Falcons will take him just because of his size. Pick 9. A lot of people say that the Bears could trade down. I think that they don't. I think they get the best tackle in this draft, and they take Paris Johnson Jr. and pair him up with another Ohio State player and Justin Fields. Obviously, they've played together. He's been Justin Fields' guy before. He's going to be his guy in the NFL. Now we're getting a little bit wild. Once again, pick 10.
Juice is wild.
Pick 10 used to be the Eagles. It's no longer the Eagles. The Green Bay Packers have traded up from pick 15 to pick 10 to take a wide receiver. Jordan Love will now be throwing to JSN.
Wait, just real quick. So you're telling me that the second Aaron Rodgers is
gone,
now
they're taking a wide receiver. Yes.
All right.
They're trading up 5 spots with the Eagles to take a wide receiver. JSN goes off the board at pick 10.
That'd be so fucking funny.
I think it's plausible though.
So
I think the Eagles are going to trade back from that position
and
either
trade
way.
Up for it too. Oh my god, that'd be so
well, the Texans and I guess the Cardinals both have picks 11 and 12, and both are potentially in the market for a wide receiver. Texans will 100% take JSN at 12 if he's available. So you're going to have to leapfrog.
Yeah,
and I think that the Packers, I think they could take Jordan Addison, but JSN I think is so much better as a prospect than Jordan Addison. They're going to want to go and trade and get him. You trade up 5 spots, you take him, you're happy with him. Now you got a wide receiver to pair with your quarterback of the future who's dog shit. But yeah, Big 10, trade up. JSN's off the board at 10. 11, the Cardinals have traded down to this spot. They take Devon Witherspoon. They shore up their secondary here. I had them basically being able to take him early. It's my number 1 corner in this draft. I think it's a steal at 11. Pick 12. Houston could trade down here. They could get basically whoever they want. They could take Jordan Addison. They could take Will Levis. They could take a tackle. They could take Nolan Smith. They could take Joey Porter, whatever. They're going to take Peter Skoronski here, get that O-line developed a bit more for their quarterback of the future, who they will take either later in this draft or next year when they get Caleb Williams, Michael Pratt, somebody like that. Now, they could also move Peter Skoronski inside, make him a guard if they really want to. He's kind of can go wherever. 13, Jets, they stand pat. They need a tackle. They're going to get Broderick Jones from Georgia. Pretty easy there. 14, this could go any which way. I've seen them trade down. I've seen them take Bijan Robinson. They really like him. I've seen them take corners, edges, wide receivers, whatever. They get Lucas Van Ness, perfectly fits the Bill Belichick ideology there. He's from Iowa, plays edge, just so happens to be white. Not saying anything about that, but
thank you for saying it. We were all thinking
but he is an edge rusher. They need that help there. So Lucas Van Ness. 14 to the Patriots. 15, the Eagles have traded down here. They get Nolan Smith. I'm gonna go kill myself. Not literally, but yeah, they take Nolan Smith. Yes, the Nolan Smith who absolutely destroyed the combine. The Eagles have replenished their defensive edges. Not happy about that one. Washington could go a couple ways here, but they're gonna get Joey Porter Jr., get the secondary a little bit more shored up to start the next generation of the Commanders franchise. Hopefully,
they might not be the Commanders for much longer.
But hopefully, it's just without Dan Snyder. Dan Snyder hasn't technically sold the team yet. He still might be there for the draft, so he just might say fuck it and screw the whole thing up. 17. Steelers need tackle help. I don't really think that they care who's there. They're just going to take the best tackle available. Darnell Wright, who people have projected potentially being a top 3 tackle in this draft, maybe even 2. They take him at 17. 18, we talked about this before for the Lions. They could go Brian Branch. They could go wide receiver, defensive tackle, whatever. But I think they go double down on defensive line here. They take Tyree Wilson in the first pick. They get Brian Breezy for the inside with that second pick at 18.
Okay. Now,
Kalijah Kancey.
They run a
4-3? Yes, they want run a 4-3.
Okay.
Kalijah Kancey also is a possibility here with just athleticism, but Brian Breezy is a big body bulldozer guy. I think that they could really use him.
I'm a big fan of Rasheed. he was a baller. I will never forget. He was a true freshman mauling Ohio State guards.
But 19, just how to do it. They're going to take Will Levis. It's a mistake, but they're taking Will Levis. The Bucks are taking Will Levis at 19. Okay. God have mercy for the wide receivers down there, but Will Levis. He's going to be studying underneath Baker Mayfield. So
Evans and Godwin are still there, correct?
Yes. Baker Mayfield is their quarterback right now, I believe, and Will Levis will be learning from Baker Mayfield. So that'll be interesting. 20.
Oh, and Baker's 100% going to focus on developing Will Levis.
Right? Oh, 100%. Yeah, that's his job. That's his job, right? 20. I think Seattle could trade down here. I think it's very likely. Any of these teams from 22 to 25 could trade up. Jordan Addison is still available, so the Giants might want to leapfrog to get him. But 20, I've seen Kalijah Cansey go here. I think that's a strong possibility to get the inside of their D line because they got Jalen Carter earlier. I don't know about that. I think that they're going to go guard here. I think they're going to take Osiris Torrance off the board, who technically isn't really rated as a first round prospect. But the Seahawks, they like to draft random people that you've never heard about before in the first round. They've done that multiple times before. So I think they're going to do it here.
Drafted a guard in the first round last year. I don't know. You tell me.
I didn't hear any of that, to be honest. But
well, I would repeat it, but let's keep it going.
You took Zion Johnson, and he's not good. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, 21. This is the team you've been waiting for. The Chargers.
Now, just real quick. I mean, I know what you're going to say. Say it.
Deontay Banks.
Okay. Let's say it together on 3. Okay.
1, 2, 3. Deontay Banks.
Bijan Robinson.
Oh. No. You take Deontay Banks.
Why would we take Deontay Banks?
So you were talking about this before. JC Jackson's still recovering. He's not great. Okay. Obviously, Asante Samuel's good, but a big thing that happened when the Jaguars were playing the Chargers.
Michael Davis is the best corner on the team.
Yeah, but you also lost Bryce Callahan. So
that is very true.
I think we go corner. I know you want a wide receiver. Jordan Addison's a possibility here. Okay, don't get me wrong, Jordan.
And a Maryland corner.
Jordan Addison's a possibility, but Deontay Banks, I think, is going to go here because of what happened in the playoff game versus the Jaguars. And the big thing there was your secondary got exposed. Okay, and I think that with
okay. Well, let's. I'm gonna draw back on that too. Yes, we had
the D line wasn't helpful either. I'll give you that.
We couldn't fucking score to save our life. The problem was not the defense. Like obviously we were choking like motherfuckers. We're the Chargers, Everett. I get it. You don't need to be mean.
But I also just want to preface this though. I want to preface this though. This is 1.0 mock draft, and as of right now, Austin Ekeler has not been traded. There's a week left until the draft. Okay, unless if Austin Ekeler is traded before the draft, okay, Bijan Robinson could go like this. So Austin Ekeler, if they have a deal ready to go after they draft Bijan Robinson at 21 and they just want to wait and see if they can get him, okay, fine. I get that, but this is the assumption. Like as of right now, Austin Ekeler's still on the team. He's still there. I think you're going to take Deontay Banks. And then on top of that, it's a deep running back class. It's a deep wide receiver class. In the second round, you can go and get numerous guys at the wide receiver position. Fill out the third round with a running back. You can take Tajay. I don't know if Jahmyr Gibbs will be there. Kendre Miller. Like there's a lot of options. Okay. So I think you're going to shore up your secondary with Deontay Banks. 22, Ravens could go wide receiver, but now they have Odell. I think that they're going to take an edge here to replace Calais Campbell that they lost. Miles Murphy from Clemson goes to 22 to the Baltimore Ravens.
I'm a big fan of him. I like
Miles Murphy a lot. 23, my team. Okay, there's a couple of options that could happen here. If Dalvin is gone, Bijan could be taken. They could draft Jordan Addison. Brian Branch has been a name that I've associated with him a lot of times. Kalijah Cansey is still on the board. Okay. We need interior help, but I think the pick here is going to be Jordan Addison. if he's still there, if that's the layout, I think Jordan Addison goes to the Vikings at 23. He's going to be the wide receiver next to Justin Jefferson. If they shore that up in the next couple rounds, they're going to shore up the defense. Okay. 24, best player available, Brian Branch. Jaguars just fixing up the team that whatever they can do, they get Brian Branch. 25, I don't think the Giants care what wide receiver it is, but they're taking a wide receiver. They're going to take Zay Flowers. I have that as a lock to them at 25. Zay Flowers to the Giants at 25. 26, Zeke's not there. The Dallas Cowboys take Bijan Robinson
Bijan to the Cowboys is
at 26.
Perfect. And I know they have Pollard, but like
Texas to Texas.
Oh my God, that's so good.
Bijan Robinson at 26 to the Dallas Cowboys. That's happening. 27.
That's so happening.
27. Same kind of thing. I think the Bills don't really give a shit, but they're drafting a corner. I don't think that they care what corner it is. So considering all the big guys are off the board, they're going to draft Emmanuel Forbes from Mississippi State at 27. It's not that big. He definitely needs to put on weight, and that's my issue with him. I have him ranked a lot lower because of that. But 27, they're going to take Emmanuel Forbes, skill player. 28.
So, Everett, you would expect an SEC guy to not have any weight problems, right?
You would think.
The greatest strength and conditioning in the country, right?
You would think. Okay, 28. Anton Harrison from Oklahoma, tackle, is projected to be in the first round. Is still available. Bengals need tackle help. They're going to draft Michael Mayer. They're taking a tight end. I've seen Irv Smith play way too fucking much. I know what happens when you throw Irv Smith the ball, and he is not going to be their number one tight end. So they're going to draft Michael Mayer. He's a good blocking tight end. He's a good receiving threat. He might not be the fastest guy. He might not have really shown up.
I'm wrong here. Didn't Irv Smith say like he's the missing piece to?
Yes, he did say that. I guarantee you he's not. Dalton Kincaid is an option here, but I think that Michael Mayer is going to be the better NFL player. And just given the fact that they're going to need blocking and stuff like that, I think that he's just going to be better in that position. So Bengals take Michael Mayer, the only tight end to go in the first round this year, at 28. 29, the Saints get an absolute steal at 29, and they take Kalijah Kancey, who's fallen all the way down here, who is projected to be a potential mid-round pick. He falls all the way to 29. It's just the way the draft went. Personally, I can see, personally, I think he could go much higher. I think there's a strong possibility, and that's why I said this is partially what I would do based off of what players are available at the point and what I think the teams also might do. So I don't think that this draft is going to be 100% accurate. I don't think that they ever really are, and that's not really what I'm going for here. But they take Kalijah Kancey at 29, stealing him from the Eagles at the next pick. The Eagles do the same thing that the Lions are doing. At pick 30, they take Mozzie Smith from Michigan, continue shoring up that defensive rotation. Now they have both Nolan Smith and Mozzie Smith in the first round.
Just real quick. Never mind. You guys know my thoughts on Mozzie Smith.
And to wrap out the draft, first round, I pick 31. The Kansas City Chiefs draft Anton Harrison. They get a tackle.
Okay. All right. I can live with that. I my big question for a second is Miami. They technically had pick 20. So the Chargers technically have pick 20 now?
No. So the Chargers
19 to 21.
The Chargers have 21. They were originally picked 22. Miami had picked 21. Yes.
I thought they were one ahead of us. Damn.
They are one ahead of you, but it was picked 20 instead of, or it was picked 21 instead of 20. They had picked 21.
Oh, I get what you're saying.
But also, I mean, the Eagles could fully trade out, and I think that's a strong possibility. The Eagles could fully trade out, and the Dolphins would be a team that I would watch to trade back in there because they need a tight end so desperately, and they don't have an early pick in the second round. Dalton Kincaid could go off the board like that if the Dolphins trade in.